Put yourself in the shoes of a realtor who's either experienced, let's say more than 5 years, anywhere between 10 to 7 years. They've been in the business. They've done fairly well for themselves, right? Especially during the pandemic, they killed it, maximized on that, made the most money they've ever made. In these last 2 years, they've kind of been living off of the residual. They probably did some investments, made some good moves, but now they're looking for somewhere new to go. We always talk about how we, as Lionsgate Realty, how we think that we have the best product here in Houston, at least for the type of realtors who want to work with us. But what does that look like? What should a realtor look for in a brokerage? We always talk about, oh, well, you know, they got somebody, we'll say online, well, if I go with the one who has the most training. Okay, but what does that look like, right? Am I walking into a brokerage and they're giving me 100 different modules on a website? Is that actually training, or am I just watching YouTube? I'll probably learn more from the podcast. Watch the podcast. Definitely. Don't watch the training modules. You'll learn more watching this podcast, right? So I want you guys to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's looking for a change because they see the market changing. This is something new that probably no realtor has ever had to deal with. This is a new change, probably unless they were a wholesaler at one point in time. They've probably never had to deal with this or commercial. So if they're looking for somebody who's going to guide them to this new era in real estate, what exactly should they be hearing from the person who's interviewing them?
I think as long as you're not hearing the same generic pitch that everyone has, I think as a salesperson, you know if what you're hearing is guiding you in the right direction or not. The way that the speech is delivered, the things that they're saying, all of that is really important. So if they're still teaching you things that they were maybe teaching you a year ago with no additional explanation, and for us, why I bring that up is I have some of these realtors in a class that I had last year, and they mentioned, isn't this what we're doing last year? And the question is no, the process doesn't change. What we put into the process does. So we're still going to do X, Y, Z, but what we put into it changes, right? The target market and what we're going after does change. And having those conversations where they can answer your questions. I encourage my agents to ask me why something works or why it doesn't work or what we should do differently, what we shouldn't do differently. So I think it falls on both shoulders, right? I have to present my speech right, and then the agent has to ask the right questions. With that being said, I think the question you're asking, Giovanni, is, what would you look for, Nate? What would you look for?
If I was a new agent coming into the business, what I would do, right, is I would first set myself up with a really good resume and let that brokerage know who I am and what I do, right? But I would ask, what kind of training do you have here? And once again, going back to videos, right? I don't want to be sit down in front of a video or talk to from somebody that is super successful and is talking to you about what kind of toys he owns or what kind of toys you could have, right? I came from that type of sales training, and it wasn't good, and I feel like that hindered my sales growth and hindered my career because I was too busy trying to attain things that somebody that was super successful in sales had already, right? So I would look for a place that I could grow and learn in, right? A lot of people say, I want to mentor, or I want to shadow you, or I want to learn, right? Well, you don't learn, and you can't be mentored, and you don't learn by coming into a brokerage and asking for, whatever somebody else told you to ask for. You know what I'm saying? You have to go in there and say, hey, look, this is what I want, right? I want to make 6 figures. I want to make this a career. I want to, buy a house. I want to retire my mom and dad. I want to whatever, right? It is that I want, right? That's what I want, Mr. Broker, right? And then you let that broker tell you, if that's what you want, this is what you have to do, and I can do it for you, okay? If that broker doesn't say I can do that for you, or that broker doesn't say, okay, this is what you have to do, then walk away. But don't go in there, demanding things. Don't demand anything. And if you walk into any brokerage, I don't care where, if you walk into any brokerage and you're 20 years old and the only job you've ever had is working at a parts store, right? And that brokerage is telling you, I want to make you a broker and build you up as a team and make you this and make you that and all this stuff. Walk away. That's a pipe dream. They're all they were trying to do is gas you up, go through your sphere of influence and move and pull all the people in and move on.
Nate, as a broker, I would like for you to speak at that level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you as a broker, who would you be looking for? Who would you be scouting in this kind of environment? Like what kind of personality? Also for another broker, what kind of advice do you have for them? For example, I was actually out at this new home community and I found this guy. I was talking to him and I was like, man, I feel like he fit perfectly into what we're looking for. But it's because I'm always with you two and I hear who you're looking for. Mm-hmm. So how would you apply that to another broker? If they want to build a boutique brokerage, somebody who just became a broker in the last year or two, mm-hmm. they're looking to build a boutique brokerage in their community, they're looking to strive, what kind of realtor should they be looking for?
I think they should be looking for hungry real estate agents. They should be looking for trainable real estate agents. The agent that comes in and does what's supposed to be done, And I get people, sometimes I get realtors and they're like, oh, I don't want to call you and I don't want to bother you, right? And they don't. And they starve. But then I get the realtors that are calling me every day, bugging me every day. They know I'm going to be in the office. They're here, right? And there's no surprise that those are the most successful real estate agents. Why? Because they want it. And that's what these brokers need to do. They need to recognize who wants it and who does it. And you have brokers that will hire anybody and everybody. And that's where it goes wrong, because then it makes all these realtors feel like, hey, you don't want to hire me? I'll go down the street. So be ready to say no to the person. Say, hey, look, this is what I can do for you. This is what you should expect, right? And this is what I need you to do. Can you do that? And the person says no, or the person doesn't call back, or the person goes and signs up for that budget brokerage, then that wasn't the right person. You have, even no matter how much you like that person, because that's what's important. You don't know how many real estate agents, not just me, you too, right? We have many real estate agents. We like these people. We enjoy hanging out with them. We know they have something, but they can't see past whatever they've been taught. It's almost like a battered wife or a battered girlfriend, No matter what, she's beautiful, whatever, but if she's already been battered, she's for the streets, there's nothing you can do.
Definitely. I'll say, to answer your question, as a new realtor, if you're looking to join a brokerage, definitely go with somebody that is local, that is going to be present for you to answer questions. Every single question that you have, you need to look for somebody that is available for you. I've seen so many local realtors that come to our office that are not even with us, and they come to us these two questions that their broker or whoever is their manager is not available for them. I mean, and that is insane to me. I mean, and I've told you many times, so they're always here. How come they just don't join?
And the problem is, with a lot of time with realtors like that, right? Not to pick on anybody, but it goes back to what Nate just said. It doesn't matter if you like them that much, if they're not achieving or they're helping you get to that next level, then you shouldn't be there. And I think a lot of realtors do get stuck in places where they do like the fun part of the brokerage, but there is no business part of the brokerage, and they're paying a fee to be part of a club, pretty much is what ends up happening. And I actually want to ask Vic this question, because personally, I have a team of 12 right now, right? And the way that I used to run my team, and now I'm adjusting to it after the conversations that I've had with Vic as my manager, I used to run my team in a very hard-nosed, make your money, I'll help you make your money. You call me any time of the day. If you need help with the money, we'll make money, but I'm not going to be your friend. I don't need your friendship. Whatever's going on, keep it at home. Come to work. You're going to work. I'll help you close those deals. And I won't even ask anything from you. I'm going to help you make money. But now that it's changing, and now I have to actually, quote unquote, care for my realtors, which is not that I never cared for them. It's just the type of friendships that I build are completely different, right? I keep a very small group, and that's something that's hard for me. But I've found myself calling my realtors now, hey, actually take an interest in who they are personally and what they're doing in their personal lives to make sure that even my realtors who aren't natural born killers, right? They're not the natural ones who are going to go out there and close. I can help the ones who aren't become a realtor. And this is something, a successful realtor, something that I was talking with Vic about, because I feel that I actually had this conversation with Vic the other day. A realtor like me, from whenever I started, would not survive in this environment. Right now, yes, because I've had 7 years in the business. I'm with the right people. They've helped me continue to grow. If I would come into this business right now, I don't even think you guys would have time for me right now. You know, for the type of person I was then. And that's the type of people that I do want to attract. I want to attract the people like who I was back then and be able to pull that out of them. But that requires me to be more like Vic, actually interested in my realtors. It makes me change, and that's hard for me because it's exhausting. And I'm not even drinking right now, so I can't have my old fashioned.
It is because and you get exhausted because you want it for them and they don't want it. They don't want to put in the work. They want the easy. They want the rewards, but they don't want to put in the work, you know?
And that was the question that I actually had for Vic is, what should the culture be as a manager? What kind of culture should you be creating for your realtors who are either, if you're supervising managers or you're just supervising a team?
You have to look at the qualities. You know, I think I pride myself in being able to talk to a wide range of people, just because I feel like I was raised in sales and I was able to connect with a bunch of different people. Now, when Giovanni and I have these conversations, I've talked to him about how different things I've set up in my teams. Obviously, I have my team, 20-something people, and now I have managers. And as we're spreading out, the realtors to the managers, and ultimately me just managing them, it's really difficult for me to send a realtor to a manager because I do interview them, I do get to know them a little bit, but how well can you really know someone in 2 hours? How well can you really know someone in maybe a 10-hour period that I meet you over 3 weeks? I don't really get to know you, and I don't want to make the wrong move and put you with a manager that's not going to fulfill your needs. So I think managers need to look for qualities that are like them, that are easy for them to connect with. Giovanni brought that to my attention because I have a side group with one of my realtors, and we just joke around in that group. And I'll drop the Instagram name because it's not terrible, and it's called They Party Too Much. And I throw, every time they do something inappropriate, I share it in that group, and we all make fun of them. And every time we get together, there's this like consensus that we get together and they close a deal. It's like their thing. They're like, we got to get together because I need to get a deal under contract. And Giovanni's like, something like that would never work on my team because we don't do those things. That works for that personality type. How will it work for us? And I was like, well, we got to figure out what motivates your team and what pushes them to go. And you got to spend the time. The only way you figure out what motivates them and what pushes them, the only way you get to what that motive is by spending time with them and getting to know what their goals are. Once you figure out somebody's goals and you figure out their objectives and what they're looking to get in life, then you're able to help them achieve those.
It's like working with a client.
Yeah.
Exactly. We do our goal exercise here, right? And nobody at this table does it because you're all haters. But
I do. I love doing it.
I listen to my Grant Cardone affirmations every day.
Oh my God!
But I did take the time, and I'm bringing this up because I'm gonna bring it to Nate's attention actually this week coming up. That I haven't done the goal exercise this year, right? Very sad to say, but I was reading through it, and it's all my old all my old goal exercises. I mean, I'm still doing my daily huddles and all the daily meetings I need to have, but my actual goal exercise, I haven't really updated it. There hasn't really been any changes. As I'm reading through it, we have accomplished a lot of those goals that I was looking for.
Yes.
So now I'm having to remove all those things and just start from scratch. So honestly, it did me a disservice to even look at it, to see what we were working on last year, because we're there. We have the realtors in line, we have the managers in line, we have the offices going. Like our goals, they need to be reset. We need to go, and all those things are really important with individual conversations with your agents. Keep the goal in front of you, keep your eye on the prize, and keep working.
Yeah, and the thing is that I always say that because we're talking about teams here, right? Our teams is very different from all the real estate teams. This team is more just like we said, we're salespeople.
Okay, I think you should kind of explain, how we're a little bit different. I feel like a lot of agents have a misunderstanding on what, a team is, because how everyone kind of like portrays a team from the outside.
Yeah. Our team is different because we have sales managers, right? And then we have realtors who are salespeople, right? This is a sales-based company. I don't care what anybody says. We're not consultants. If we were consultants, we would just be advising, but we're not advising. We're helping people purchase and sell homes, buy investment properties. We're doing it all, okay? So it's not like the teams where the team leader gets all the accolades and they're branding their little, their little logo and taking all the commissions or getting their cut. The sales managers, it does not affect the realtor's commission. Sales managers get paid separately from us for helping us, okay? And we empower them and help them help our realtors, because it's impossible for a broker or a president of a company or a general manager or a sales manager, right? It's impossible for us to be there 24/7 for realtors. So it has to be a chain of command. And that's the only way any sales company, a sales-driven company survives. And so yeah, we're totally different here. We're here to make you or help you sell properties, And so a lot of people will join a real estate company and join the team so the team can be their mentor or their whatever, right? In a sense, Giovanni is a mentor, right? Or he is he helps you get to that next level, And I tell people too, I'm like, hey, look, guys, you think you're having, to learn this change in the real estate business and learn all this thing, adapt to the new market. I said, so are mentors and coaches and all these people that have been, making money hand
That's
over
why I haven't
fist.
seen no more ads.
Haven't seen no more ads.
We're working on the game plan.
Yeah, there's no workshops. There's no anything.
They're testing stuff. You see
they're testing
stuff
some
here.
stuff. Yeah, there's some,
there
gonna be some people pretty soon coming up with some kind of workshop of whatever is happening, right? But yeah, it's very different here, and I tell people, right, why would you go for an imitation? And what I mean by that is, if you get a brokerage, right, and they hire a team leader, that team leader has all kinds of leeway. He has been given all kinds of incentives. He has been given breaks because either this team leader is popular or well known, right? And so what happens is that he's not really trained because his head has been puffed up with, oh, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. So then when he hires his people, you're not getting the full potential of that brokerage or the broker or the actual company. You're getting whatever watered down version of that company that team leader is providing for you. And if your company, if that company is already not a good brokerage, that team leader is not going to be a good team leader. And it just goes on and on and on, And
I think you answered the why, kind of why we set up our company this way as far as the team. How we actually set it up was for us was very simple, is that we got tired of seeing all the team leaders and all the mentors and all the fees associated with those things. Oh, yeah. And we felt that why would you pay extra? So when I started really shopping the competition and looking at their pricing, I started realizing, I was like, Nate, these people are taking home 30-40% of their commission. It's a 60-40 split, but to the brokerage way, not to their way.
Yeah.
Like it's flip-flop.
Crazy.
And as I started doing the math on those things, for me, why we got into this business, why we started growing this company is because we wanted to help, right? We hit our goals and we got to where we wanted to, and real estate got a little dull for us because when you're doing investments, it's black and white. There's no emotion, there's no fun. It's a deal or it's not a deal, and we did that from 2010 to 2015, 16, and it was enough for us or for me. And I said, I'm ready for the next phase in my life, which is to take the knowledge that we have and give it to the realtors that we're currently getting, really screwed over, for lack of better words, by their team leader or their manager or their brokers or whatever it was. And I started shopping the competition, and how we came up with the structure was everybody wants to be a boss. They do. They want the power, they want the control, but no one's willing to put in the work. And we talk about it all the time. So when we decided that we wanted to establish a sales-based company, we took the model from our years of experience in new home sales and how those were structured. Nate had years of experience in car sales as well. We merged a business model that we thought would work. So then when we started doing the math, we talked about work-life balance earlier, what we were trying to do. We get to a certain point where we hired X amount of realtors and work-life balance was off. I wasn't able to maintain a happy home and have a happy life personally, and then maintain money for myself and be a good like team leader. Like I was failing at 4 different things. So I realized, okay, I need a trainer replacement and I need to have a manager. And I felt that I needed to pay for that because it's my goal to build a company with great realtors and all those things. So if you want to hold the standard, I had to be able to hold the manager at a certain standard. So we call them team leaders, but they are managers and they do motivate you and they are your mentors and they do care for you and they will be there for you. That's what we're built on. And when we set up a team and we say a team, yes, my team is better than Giovanni's. I don't care. But the goal is
I don't know about that because there is an alpha team here.
Alpha team better, bro.
Hey.
At least what's with the name.
But now we get to a point of building the excitement within the culture, and I hope to be able to have the team meetings and the team competitions and really have some fun and create that culture that we used to be a part of.
Oh yeah.
And eliminate all the toxic stuff that us. And when we say eliminate the toxic stuff is, I am naturally toxic and have some fun, but I'm not going to throw in your face like they used to throw things in our face about cars that they bought and boats that they had and houses that they had and all these things just because it never made sense. My goal is to help our realtors improve themselves.
Yeah.
And I've always said, if I'm going to pay taxes or I'm going to give out a bonus, which one do you think I'm going to do? So
bonus.
and that's another thing for sure because these last 2-3 months have been the most exhausting months for me because I've actually had to be happy. I've actually had to show excitement. I mean, even you guys saw the pictures that I'm taking today. More actually smiling in my pictures, not just the same serious face as always.
Scary,
I'm out here talking to people.
You have a lot of teeth,
you know. Yeah, I'm doing a lot. I'm experimenting with other stuff within our brokerage with the people. I'm trying to bring out excitement of them at the meetings. I get to our meeting yesterday at 7:00 in the afternoon after being outside in the freaking sun and having a breakdown because I can't get my script right for my video, and I have to go up to the meeting and be excited. That's what I put into my to-do list. Like every day, I'm like you're gonna be happy about what you're gonna do, and you're gonna end the day on a good note. That's what I have to do. I always say it maybe it's the way that I was raised or whatever, but I do thrive in negativity. Mm-hmm. And I think right now is not a good place for us to do that.
The clips that happen in the summer change, like Giovanni, like it's like completely other person. We're like,
who's this guy?
I talked to somebody recently who like before they moved, the last time I talked to them, they were like, "You're completely different. Like you let me talk now." And you actually listen to me, and I was like, "Well, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to figure out who you are." Before it was just, I'm telling you what to do because it's what I want to do, and that's it. You don't like it.
But that was also the market. You can't be, we didn't have, I would say during COVID, we didn't have time to teach. It was go get your money and I'm going to help you do that. Yeah. Because by the time I teach you, you're missing out on 6 offers. And, that was just the market.
That was easy for me because that's just how I am naturally. That's why right now it's exhausting for me, and that's what I want to talk about, the burnout side. And how do we address burnout? I think whenever it's time to grow, whenever you are adjusting, there's going to be a phase where there is no balance. You're just going to have to accept burnout. I was talking with somebody the other day as well, a younger person, and they were saying, "Oh, well, I like to go out with my friends. I like to do this, but they want to be a business owner." And I told them, you want to be a worker or a business owner? A worker gets days off, right? Mm-hmm. They get time off. After 4 o'clock, after 5 o'clock, after 6 o'clock, whatever it is, when they clock out and they go home. You want to be a business owner, you want to be a boss, there is no clocking out.
No.
There is no going home.
No.
You can build yourself to where you can schedule your schedule for 2-3 hours out of the day, right? But whenever you're first starting, you're building or things are changing, you're going to be unbalanced and it's going to be work. Until you figure it out, then you get to enjoy your time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take my first vacation until after 10 years into this. And when I'm talking about actual vacation, did I take some trips with the 2-3 days off that I had randomly between Tuesday to Thursday? Or sometimes I ask for the Thursday off so I can go on a trip from Tuesday, Wednesday, and then come back Thursday. I've personally never taken a vacation longer than like 5 days. I did that one time when I went on a cruise ship. Best cruise ship of my life. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I was on those Carnival ones that you see on Instagram, and it was the greatest thing in my life.
That's why you made that comment earlier?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were throwing that at me. I was like, I've never been on a cruise ship.
I was throwing it to Vic.
But
Talk about being toxic.
We went 10 years. We went 10 years because we were working on something that you just don't even feel comfortable taking the time away from.
Yeah.
Your mind is never even at rest when you don't have the groundwork.
I would have to say that my first, since I started my business, I started working in real estate, my first vacation was about 3 years ago, when we took Nate to Europe, right?
Sure.
And I would have, and you know, people say, nah, man, I seen you in Mexico. Nah, man, I seen you over here, whatever. I'm telling you, I don't go anywhere where there is not some business opportunity.
Yeah.
That's just how my mind works, because if I go to Mexico, I want to do business there. If I go to, you know, that's how I started doing business in McAllen, you know? That's how I started doing business in other places. If I'm going to go there, I want to, while I'm there, I want to do business. I want to sell a home. I want to do an investment. I want to do something. That is the first time that I went on vacation was to Europe. And when I say vacation, I mean because I didn't check my phone. I didn't check my emails. You know, Vic took care of me because he knew, you know, that I hadn't taken a vacation in so many years. And even then, even so, right? Because I was in Lake Como, right? And of course, that lake touches Switzerland, and even then, I was trying to get one of my clients that lives there to meet up with me because I wanted to see what business opportunities were out there. And only because you know my wife pitched the fit, I kind of I
would have also been upset.
And Lake Como was huge. It looks small. You know, I've never been to Europe. That was the first time I've been to Europe, but it was almost a 3-hour boat ride to get where he was at. And it was like, all right. You know, my wife was like, all right, I'm gonna hang out with the family. But that's the first time that I have ever taken that long out of Houston. I think it was 7 days.
Yeah, you were gone for like 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
Don't put my business out there.
I'm going to throw out 21 days, and I think I'm being nice.
I went to Barcelona first. So the thing is that, but see, check this out. That vacation was deserved, okay? That was a vacation that I splurged, and it took me that many years to take, you know? And I didn't want to post too much of it when I was out there because I'm always hating on realtors. I'm always saying, what are you celebrating? Why are you on vacation, you know? Get your money. Stack your money up. Work. You know, earn your vacations. Don't take a budget vacations. Don't be in this freaking, you know, catch a you know, some kind of deal, you know, for you know, I remember when Hawaii had that deal, everybody was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know, whenever there's a deal on airplane.
You just had a FOMO of that today, though. I don't know why you're still hating on that.
That's not FOMO, bro.
So here's,
That's not FOMO. It's not FOMO. It's not FOMO. What I don't understand is this. I work really hard, right? I make way more money than some of these people, right? And I'm like, if I'm over here, you know, I can't afford those trips. I'm telling you, I can't afford to take those trips. I can't take the time out of my business.
Yeah, because you spend $2,000 on your dinner yesterday.
I can't do these things. How can you do it? And if you can do it, right? Why would you want to take Spirit Airlines to some destination and some cheap hotel just so you could take pictures in front of a beach? You know, I don't understand that. I'm like, really? Earn your vacation.
Earn your place.
Earn your vacation. And learn where your place is at. No,
I said earn your place.
No. This is where I'm gonna give you pushback on that.
Go for it.
Right?
Give me pushback.
I'm gonna give you pushback on that simply because I could care less if you decide to take a bus to Mexico or fly first class over there. I don't care what you do with it, right? What I care what you do is, did you earn it, right?
Yeah,
did you put in the time? It doesn't matter to me if you're gonna take a cheap vacation. Some people who have plenty of money do cheap stuff, right? It doesn't matter. To me, we're missing the point, right? So that's where I'm giving you pushback on. But one of the things that I will say is, in order for like what I've been able to experiment with to not have burnout is really find small pockets for yourself throughout the day. Mm-hmm. Every now and again, like you guys will catch me taking a 15-minute walk. Just going out there, taking a 15-minute walk, no electronics on, nothing on in my ear, just walking, right? Come back and get to work again.
Smell like dog.
Sometimes, right, that happens, bro. But we live in Texas. I mean, what can I do? I can sit here with the fluorescent lighting 24/7? No. In the morning, find some time for yourself. Wake up earlier, an extra hour earlier. Have that time for yourself. Turn off your gadgets. Read. Whatever you want to do. Find that time for yourself. Even like whenever I went out with my family, 2 days out of the 3 days, I was completely by myself trying to figure out my new game plan. I didn't even enjoy it, right? So the next time that I went out with my family, I just found some small pockets to work and also enjoy my family because I kind of felt bad because they planned that around like me going because I don't ever travel with them at all. And that's how I didn't get to spend any time with them. So find small pockets and that will keep you from burning out. work on one project, get to the goal that you want to, then start working on something else if you want to. But you have to find that time for yourself, and I think that's super important, whatever that may be.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think that, especially like if you have family, like you do have to sometime, like just take the weekend off, like something to kind of like readjust yourself, and try to find the points that is causing your burnout. Like even, meet with your managers and see, hey, like I'm getting like exhausted with this, and trying to kind of like find solutions on creating a game plan to change that. I feel like that is super important. I think especially whenever, let's say, like you set goals at the beginning of the year that, hey, by this month I need to, I don't know, cover my cap. And if you didn't crush that goal for some reason, reevaluate what you're doing, what you did wrong, that, didn't put you in the position that, you were to basically crush that goal.
I did. I think and just answering Giovanni's question was to prevent burnout for us. What we did and things that I've changed is I truly feel that I was born and raised in real estate. Just been around it for so long, as far as I can remember. Never had another job other than a little summer job, and just didn't really take anything too serious. Real estate for me is always on the go. I remember I was scared to take my first vacation at a builder. I didn't even know how to ask for time off. I think I even called Nate and I was like, hey bro, do we like get vacations? Like some of my people are going, he was like, bro, you're a sales guy. Like you're going to take a vacation, go miss sales. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, I'm gonna go to work. And every stage of my life, as things have changed, I've had to tweak things in my business to prepare for those days off that I wanted, or for those things that I had to do. And I will honestly say that within the last year, I really hate to say it out loud because, we're not all at the same level, and not economically or not anything, just what I'm doing in my day-to-day versus what you're doing in your day-to-day, we're not in the same. So for me, I feel, Nate, I feel like disagreed with it, but I feel it. It's, if the bank is closed, I can't make money. So I'm going to take that day off. Now, when I say I'm going to take that day off, I'm still available to work. I still have that. But I don't want to be expected in the office working on the realtors. If we didn't prepare well enough the week before, the month before, or you're not prepared, I can't take that one day off where everything is shut down anyway and we can't literally cash checks, then I'm okay. And so I've made changes in my life, and that is in preparation actually because I had kids, and I'm working all the time on nights and weekends, and I'm working on, and I'm thinking like, dang, when they go back to school, I'm not going to have time with them. So I'm already trying to prepare for those changes to see how it works in my life. I will admit some of those days are super inconvenient to take off. And Nate's like, bro, what are you doing here? I thought you were going to be gone. Like, go home. You already said you were going to not come in. Just be a man of your word and leave. And I'm like, okay. But, you start realizing, and I'm testing that where I can or where I can't, and what days I should and what days I shouldn't. And all those things just keep tweaking. So the idea is that you have a good enough team behind you to support you, right? When you have those days off. Like when Giovanni takes a day off, he didn't ask me for help. I'm assuming he asked for somebody in his team. But at the very least, his team's prepared. He's always around. I don't even think we questioned Giovanni's vacation. I don't even think that was a thought that crossed our mind. Like, why are you taking a vacation? Or what do you do? Like, it was just like, all right, bro, enjoy yourself. Like, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, you can't give them a hard time, because they're doing the work.
Yeah. So as long as you're prepared, and as long as you do those things, and you're preparing for those next moments in your life, that's how you prevent the burnout.
Now, Alan takes a vacation. You're like, where are you, bro? No.
Dog.
Where are you going, bro?
Dog, I clipped it specifically for Alan, bro.
Get your butt back over here, bro.
My boy took a 8-day trip to Colombia, and I don't know what he did out there, but he came back a changed man.
When was his last plan?
Came back ready to work.
Yeah.
Look, that boy done pumped out like 5 of my videos already.
So this is the number one reason why people don't want to go into sales, into commission-based, sales or real estate. And I've heard it over and over again, right? They're like, no, like I want my weekends. I want my holidays. I don't want to be working 24/7. I don't want nobody to call me at 10 o'clock at night or at 9 o'clock at night, asking for information, right? And I always tell them, I said, well, I don't work 24 hours. I said, if you think about it, all the phone calls I get a day, all the emails that I shoot out, all the contracts that I review or that I send out, if you put it all together, I might work solid about 5-6 hours a day. That's about it, maybe. And it's not I'm not thinking about it either. Like, I'm not killing myself because I have a closing that's falling apart. I'm not killing myself because I had a bad day. I have learned, right, in my sales career, how to turn it off. And a lot of people don't know how to turn it off. I get a phone call 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night. I answer the phone if I want to. And they're asking me, hey, you know what? It's late. I'm with my family. Can you call me in the morning? This is an emergency. No, it's not. Okay, go, hang on. You see? And you just got to know how to maneuver and how to deal with these type of things. But I'm not working 24/7 like people think I am. I am available 24/7, and I am available to take your call and to work out deals. But like I said, it's something that comes with time. Not worrying about where your next commission check is coming from, not worrying about the bills that got to get paid, not worrying about anything else, and trusting in your talent, trusting in what you do. And I always tell my realtors that, I think Giovanni said today too, man. I took your advice, and I almost couldn't afford my apartment the other day, the last month.
Didn't come out the other side.
Yeah, but it takes time for you to get there. You can't, how do you say, worrying about it or thinking about it is never going to pull you through. You have to just trust your talent, trust the brokerage you're with, trust the people that you surround yourself with, and you will always make it in this business.
I think it goes back to planning. It goes back to planning.
And time management.
Yes. If you plan your day, if you time manage it, if you plan your sales, if you're tracking, if you're working your system, you should be confident and comfortable enough to do whatever you want.
Yep.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I like to call it, right, is setting a standard for yourself. And I mean, we have certain days where me and Viv talked about having like a hard out, like a done by 7, even though we never end. Sometimes we're at the office until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night working it. But the thing is that you're always, quote unquote, on. You're not always working, but you're always on. Your brain's always thinking. But that's the whole point of being in business for yourself. You don't get paid hourly here. Right? Mm-hmm. So you always got to figure out how you're going to continue to grow, how you're going to make money, right? Well, especially in a time of change. It's almost dang near impossible not to be thinking about work when things are changing and things are constantly growing. Oh, what is this person doing? Oh, how is they implementing this? It's interesting. Different things. What do I need to change? How do I need to become better? You're always going to be on. You just need to find those small pockets for yourself throughout the day so you continue to go. Because if you don't, you're just going to burn out and you're going to crash. So that's been the podcast today, and we're going to go ahead and exit out. Again, this is HBR. We are live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. If you'd like to join, feel free to reach out to us. Our information is down in the description below. We're right here in downtown Houston. If you are a local realtor or somebody in the real estate business, I am Giovanni, your gracious host. Let you guys exit out.
So my name is Nathan Balderas. I'm the broker for Lionsgate Realty. You can find me on all my social media outlets at Better Call Nate. And I will tell you this, I have been in 100% commission sales since 1999, okay? And I work weekends, I work holidays, Memorial Day, I work all those days. And I never go to the mall when it's packed. I never go float the river with a bunch of drunk people. I never go to the beach with a bunch of drunk people. I always have a great time because when people are working, that's when I'm having fun.
The river is fun though with a bunch of drunk people. Just
I
so y'all know, if y'all haven't done it, it is pretty fun.
I'm just flabbergasted.
I think the reason why you haven't enjoyed it is because you haven't gone.
Hey, I just a different person.
I think you got to up the 2-drink max or whatever you have.
Yeah.
You know,
you got to get there at least. Con los caguamas.
I am Realtorino. We are hiring. I'm excited to hear from you guys. If you like some of the things that we say, we do hold back a lot on this podcast. So I'd love to tell you in person how great your podcast is.
This is Flor Velasquez with Lions Group. You can find me on all my social media as Flor Velasquez Realtor.
Until